Morning, everyone. Oh, that sounded like a teacher, didn't it? I think once a teacher, Jade, always a teacher. Anyway, how exciting is this going to be? I am so excited for today. Thank you so much, Jade, for joining us.
I'm excited to be here. I love chatting to you, Lucy. So yeah, got lots to share today.
Lots and lots to share today. I hope you've all got a notebook, because I had to have a notebook when I was chatting with Jade the other day. So welcome, everyone. I'm Lucy from Head Teacher Chat, if you don't know who I am. I'm co-founder of Head Teacher Chat and an experienced school leader of 18 years. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you all with us today. You guys are going to love it. You are going to learn so much. We've got some really exciting things to share with you today, some great updates from Canva. And we are very pleased to be welcoming Jade. Jade, this is the second time you've been with us, I think, isn't it, officially? Yeah, so the last session, if you haven't seen it, guys, was all about writing your newsletter and also creating a website. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to hop back and have a look at that recording. Otherwise, Jade is going to show you lots of exciting updates that's happened recently. In fact, it was only like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Canva Create launch over in LA. We shared some really new and exciting features. Schools are going to love them.
So hot off the press. For those of you who don't know, we use Canva ourselves. I can't believe it's free for schools, Jade.
I know.
Like, every time I say it, I have to check it because it doesn't feel like it's real. So if you are in a school, Canva is free for you to use. It's really simple to use. It saves us loads of times, and I would have loved it. If I was in school, I would have used it all the time. It helps us to communicate to you guys. It will help you guys to communicate to your schools. We use it every single day, and I know there's a lot of our audience that do already use it, Jade. So there'll be some already who know what to do, but are here for the updates, and there'll be some who haven't maybe used it before. So you're going to walk us through all of these new updates and features. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Jade, for those who haven't met you before?
Yeah, absolutely. So hello, everyone. I'm Jade. I'm a Canva Community Manager. I've been working at Canva now for getting on 18 months very soon. And prior to that, I worked in schools for a long time. So I was a school leader myself, helping to set up specialist schools here in Liverpool and in the Northwest. And yeah, and then I ran an ed tech business, and now I found myself at Canva. And like Lucy, I was a super fan before I joined. I used it every single day in my education business to create resources for our schools. It was a lifesaver, saved me tons of time, lots of money. So yeah, I'm excited for every teacher and every student to use Canva in the UK.
Oh, amazing. And Jade, you have actually very kindly invited us to come and see you guys at your headquarters. Well, a building in London. I don't know if it is your headquarters, isn't it? I presume it is. Your special building in London. So look out for that, you guys. If you are interested and you want to join us, we will be coming to the Canva building, and we want to take you with us. So that will be coming in October. So watch out for that, because we will be advertising that soon once we've got all of the details ready. And today we love questions, don't we, Jade? We absolutely love your questions. We are both here all the time to look after you. So if you have a question about your school, if you have a question about how to use Canva, please write them in the comments. We love to hear from you. Say hello, pop your name in there, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and we will make sure that we try our best to answer everybody's questions, and you'll have a great session today. So thank you if you've joined us live. If you've watched us on demand, then feel free to pop me a question via the messaging service in the platform, and I will either pass it on to Jade or answer it if I know the answer to. So enjoy. Thank you so much, Jade. I shall hand over to your capable hands, and I'll let you present.
Okay, here we go. So let's press the present button so everybody gets the big screen. So here we go. Welcome to my head teacher chat workshop, all about Canva for Education. So as I've already introduced myself, but I'm Jade. I'm a community manager at Canva. Probably the best place to come and find me if you want to connect after this webinar is LinkedIn. You can find me at Jade Parkinson Hill. Okay. So what we're going to cover today, so for those of you who are new to Canva, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of who Canva is, our short history, Canva and Canva for Education. And then going to share with you some of the new features that we launched a couple of weeks ago at our annual Canva Create Festival. And then I'm going to signpost you to lots of kind of on-demand resources that you can dive into to accelerate your Canva journey and deepen those Canva skills. Okay. So Canva was created in 2013 by 3 Australians, and they were on a mission, Mel, Cameron and Claire, to empower the world to design. 2 of them are actually teachers. So their vision has always collectively been about enabling non-designers in businesses and classrooms and beyond to be able to create wonderful stuff. So how do we do that? Well, what we did is we took a very fragmented design ecosystem, so lots of different types of software that people in business and education were using, and we brought them all into one platform, which we call the Visual Suite. This really helps people to speed up the workflows, to create different types of assets, and all in one platform. So at a glance, we now have 5,000 employees. We're a profitable business, and we have 200 million monthly active users. And not only are we every small business best friend, like me when I was running my business, but we're also trusted by some of the world's biggest brands. You can see the logos here at the bottom of the slide. Now, why is that important? Because in addition to Canva's mission to empower the world to design, we intend to be a force for good. So with our profit, we want to do the most good that we can. It's very much part of our company's culture. So in addition to all the good that we do in education, we also fund charitable organisations to get free access to Canva Pro, and we fund a lot of Force for Good projects all across the world. So as Lucy said, Canva for Education is 100% free to primary and secondary schools. Well, why? Because we believe that education is a human right. Canva for Education was launched in 2019, and now since that time we now have 70 million users, students and teachers using Canva on a monthly basis. They're across 190 countries, and collectively they've designed a mind-blowing 1.5 million designs. Now, why have we made this available to schools? Why is it useful to you as a school leader and a teacher? Well, we all know that our brains are kind of overloaded by information from social media, from the TV, from YouTube. And in the classroom, that demand for digital content, making things that are memorable, that are eye-catching, attention-grabbing, it's growing more and more every single day. Not only that, when you get your students onto Canva, it's going to help them to develop all of those key employability skills that they need for the future of work. So that independent learning, communication, collaboration, flexibility, and of course, creativity. With Canva, school leaders and teachers and students are empowered to create a whole host of wonderful things, including interactive lesson plans, infographics, slide decks, posters, videos, websites, newsletters, and so much more. It is a tool that once you dive into, it will very quickly become addictive and you will be using every single day. And the beauty I find about Canva is that it's a really intuitive platform to learn. So once you've learned how to do to create one type of asset, let's say a slide deck for a presentation, then you've got all of the skills that you need to create a website, a newsletter, a poster. It really is. It's those transferable skills apply across a range of different asset types. Okay. And for schools, we've built in some tools that are specifically for teachers and students. We really want to make sure that when you come into the Canva platform, there are tools that you, as school leaders and teachers, can create really interactive, engaging lessons. But also those same very tools can help students to really showcase their learning, maybe practice some AI skills in a really safe space. Okay, so here are some of the tools that have been specifically built for educators. So first of all, we have over 80,000 education-specific engaging templates. Our intention with templates is that you never have to start with a blank space. And one little kind of hidden fact that I don't think most people know about Canva is that here in the UK, we have a team of UK-based teachers who are building up templates across the curriculum. So they're starting with core, so we've got lots of resources in there for English, maths and science, but there are a whole host of other subject-specific resources that you can dip into as well. In addition to that, we've got over 3.8 million non-education resources. So these are templates, videos, photographs, graphics, audio, all of which comes under your Canva for Education license. So they're free for you to use in the classroom. We've also been working with some big brands like NASA and the New York Times to build you some ready to teach lessons. So there's over 100 of those in our platform covering maths, science, English, art and future skills. Don't worry if you've already got a bank of resources that you're using and you're comfortable with. It is super easy to upload them as a PDF via the upload tool in the top right-hand corner. And then our wonderful AI, our magic AI, will actually take that. It will recognize the fonts, so you can move things around, you can replicate the font, and that means that you can take all of your existing library of resources, upload them into Canva super easy. You can modify them, make them look better, and share them with your team and students. Again, a little known fact about Canva for Education is that you can also share lessons and track progress within the system. Now, keep an eye out on our social media feeds because there is some new features coming in this area, which is going to make sharing lessons and tracking progress even better. Okay. We've got a whole host of AI tools that are going to help you to, again, avoid that blank space, kind of really get your creative juices flowing. And you can use things like Magic Write to create lesson plans, to create newsletters, to create curriculum reports in super fast time. And what you'll find is in Canva is there are these little prompts that make it easier. So you can you can write a draft of something and say, make it more formal or make it funnier or, you know, make it fit for this audience. Okay. One of the most popular tools that I find amongst our existing users, and particularly our Canvassadors, who are our expert Canva teacher, is the Canva AI powered whiteboard. You can use this as you know, as a team to plan and prepare maybe your annual curriculum plans or some type of project that you're working on as a team. Or you can share a whiteboard in your classroom and, you know, ask students to write all their ideas on and then use our magic AI to actually sort them as well. So then you can step into a deeper level of discussion with your students about whatever ideas and projects you're discussing. We also have these super cute reaction emojis as well in whiteboards, which your students are going to love. And then this is super cool. So imagine you're having a departmental meeting. You've asked everybody to add their ideas onto the whiteboards. You can then use Magic AI to create a summary of your whiteboard, which means you can pop that into your meeting notes and use it for future reference or to kind of move your project forward. Okay, so they're just some of the tools that people are using now, teachers and students and school leaders in Canva. But let's now focus on some of our newest features. So every year around about Easter time, Canva hosts an annual feature drop called Canva Create. And this year, it was absolutely our biggest feature drop yet. We really pride ourselves on being a community-led company. So we've taken all of the feedback from our various communities, education, design, small business, and from the corporate world as well, to create all of these new features. I think we released something like, is it 40 maybe new features, possibly more. But together, they are designed to empower a new era of design, creativity, and AI. So the first one to share with you is the Visual Suite 2.0. This, I think, is going to be really exciting for school leaders, because what it allows you to do is to create anything in multiple different designs and host them in one space. So, for example, as a teacher, you might want to have a project overview. You could have a student template, your lesson plan, and maybe a whiteboard for students to work on, all stored in one place. Next up is Canva Sheets. Now, here at Canva, we've been waiting for Canva Sheets with anticipation and much excitement, because if you're like me, I am not a data-friendly person. It frightens me. So to have, to take all the power of Canva, to use data and design together to create the most wonderful spreadsheet, for me, is really, really exciting, because there's lots of colour, it's visual, and it really reimagines what a spreadsheet can do, because we've built in tons of extra features using AI. So, for example, you can now use the Magic Studio to create at scale. So you could use Magic Sheets to create hundreds of certificates all in one go. You might also use it as well to translate ideas into multiple different languages. If you're leading a department and like me, you're not great at magic formulas and you need to create some insights into some student data, you can use magic formulas, and you can then take the output of those magic insights and create something really visual to summarize where you're at with, say, for example, student progress, or something that you are measuring within your department. Okay, now on to possibly one of the most exciting feature releases for educators. As Lucy said, last week we were all at our London campus. We had lots of teachers in our building to celebrate Canva Create, and this was the feature that everyone was talking about. Okay, so what we've done is we're bringing AI and creativity together in one seamless workflow. So you can head over to Canva AI to do things like create slides and quizzes in an instant. You literally add a little prompt of the type of quizzes or slides or website that you want to generate, and Canva AI will do all of the hard work for you. You're also going to be able to design whatever it is that you want at the speed of conversation. So here we go. We can see a little demo on the screen. Okay, this is one for a business. It's about promoting a new bakery, but you can see little tiny prompt, and then you get some output fairly quickly. You can also build interactive experiences with AI, no coding skills required. Okay, so here's a little demo. This is something that I think teachers are going to use to create interactive learning experiences, but it's also something that you might want to use with students as well, so they can familiarize themselves with coding, but also develop those key AI skills, excuse me, which they're going to need for the future. Here we go. So let me show you some examples that are Canvasadors. So these are our expert Canva teachers that they created last week. So this was released, Canva Code was released on Thursday, exactly 2 weeks ago. And very quickly, our Canvasadors had Canva coded websites, interactive learning experiences up super quick. Some actually, I'll show you the one. So this one, let me show you this one. Buoyancy at sea. If we just escape, and I can show you what that looks like. Here we go. I hope you can see that. Is that okay, Lucy? We're going with it. So this was done by one of our Canvasadors, Ollie Barnes. He created this whilst the keynote was still going live. So he's got a little kind of graphical tool here. If you go down, there's a quiz. You can test the knowledge. Here's another one. This was from John Samuel. Here we go. You can see this. And then here we go. Here's another one. This one is from Katie. She created an orchestra game. Literally, you can do these in minutes. So you can click on the instrument, you get some facts, and then you can take a quiz, or you can play a matching game, which is pretty amazing. Let me also show you this one. This one is from Christine. Taking a little second to load, but as you can see, she's created super fast time a Canva code, a website to explain to teachers what Canva code is and what it can do, a real world example, all created in super fast time. So what I'll do, because I know for many of the people in the head teacher community, you're in the Facebook group, I'm going to share an example of these. I'll share the deck so you can see and have a play around with some of those tools that have been created by our expert Canvasador teachers. So super exciting, I think. I hope you think it's super exciting. I think the possibilities with Canva code are endless. So, and there is more to come. There was more features released at Canva Create. I just want to give you a quick highlight of the ones that I think that are the most relevant to school leaders. So first of all, we now have GAP Google App licensing. So if you are a trust with less than 10,000 users and you are a Google school, you can launch Canva with Google pretty quickly. We actually integrate with either Google or Microsoft, and we have a process for you to do that. So you can create accounts for every student and every member of staff in one hit. But this allows you to, if you have a trust with less than 10,000 users and you're on Google, it's seamless, and it kind of, that integration is super, super fast. Okay. In our last session that we did with Head Teacher Chat, I taught you how to create a website and a newsletter in Canva. So please do go back and have a look at that. But we now have multiple page websites in Canva. This is all for free. This is within your Canva for Education license. So you can, publish websites for each of your classrooms, subject areas, projects, community projects. You can get students also publishing websites as well. So much you can do with this, and it's once you know how to create a slide deck in Canva, you can create a website. It is so easy to do. You could literally have one up and running in the space of an hour. Okay. There's also a ton of features as well in terms of voiceover and video. So you can now create your own recorded voiceover to kind of really annotate your teaching materials and for asynchronistic learning. And then we've also got a whole host of video features as well, which if you want to create in video, I suggest that you take some time to go and explore them. Really, really good. We've got captions now as well, and yeah, our video tools are super easy to use. So yeah, go and have a look at them. They're great for you to create videos for students, or maybe for your website, community, parent communication, a whole host of different applications for videos that you can use. Okay, so that concludes some of our feature releases. But what next? Because I'm hoping that I've inspired you to want to learn more. Well, if you want to dive into Canva a little bit more in depth, I would head over to Canva Design School. What you will find in here is a whole library of on-demand certifications that you can take. And there are some specifically for teachers. So we have a teacher certification, which will run you through kind of all of the basics of how to use Canva. And we've also got AI in the classroom as well. But yeah, feel free to explore all of them, education and non-education related. By taking the time to go through these courses, you will have had a really good run through of how to use the platform and have all of the basic and some advanced skills that you need to start creating. I'd also encourage you to go and take a look at our work kits. So we have some for small business owners and for some for teachers as well. Now, the teacher one, when you find it on our platform, it says it's a primary teacher work kit. Don't worry if you're in secondary school, there is some stuff in there that you will find useful. For example, there is a whole kind of a template little mini course on how to create a podcast in Canva. Now, we have at BET in January, we had a class of 10-year-olds who came to showcase all of the podcasts that they've been creating in Canva from start to finish. So yeah, so if 10-year-olds are creating podcasts, then we can do it too. I also run a Facebook community over for UK teachers. Please do come and join us. We'll be starting some webinars soon. But I also make sure that I publish in our group any new feature releases, our bi-monthly What's New newsletter as well. So you've got a full overview of all of the new features. And then we also host fun design competitions as well, where you can win Canva print vouchers. We're also hitting the road this year, starting in Manchester in May, 23rd of May to be precise. So we do host a lot of events in our London campus, but we appreciate that not every teacher can travel down to London. You're all very, very busy people, and we know that you have some budget constraints. So that's why we're hitting the road. We'll be in May, in Manchester in May, in June in Leeds, and July in Birmingham. And then in September and October, we'll be heading up to Newcastle, Glasgow, and then back down to Cardiff. So follow this QR code and get your seats booked on that. It's totally free, and it's a fun day, a full day of learning how to use Canva for Education. Yeah. If you're already an expert and love Canva, you are a super fan, then please consider joining our Canvasta community. This is a personal learning network of educators all across the UK who are supporting their colleagues with Canva and doing lots of training. So if that's you, highly recommend you come and join in that community. It's fabulous. There's lots of sharing of ideas and collaboration. Yeah, I highly recommend. And I'm doing one more intake before the next academic year, and possibly it might be the last intake for this year. And that is it. We're all done.
Wow, I told you you're going to love it. There's so much to get from this. I mean, it's incredible, really. And as I said, you know, I keep like doubting myself every time I say it's free for schools, and I have to keep checking it because I think, actually, is it? Am I dreaming that? Anyway, we've got some questions. Thank you so much, Jade. That was really helpful. So the first question is, how many people in the school can access the design school? Can I pass this on to my team so they can do it too?
Yeah, absolutely. So design school's open to everybody across the world. It's totally free. So if you just Google Canva Design School, it will pop up, and yeah, it's there. Everybody can access it for free.
Oh, cool. So they don't need to be logged in, or?
No, not at all. Yes, everybody can use that for the learning labs. And because I had a question about this myself yesterday about our in-person sessions. Somebody asked how many teachers can they bring along with them, and our answer is like we're not putting an exact limit on it. We'd love teachers to come as a group, you know, whoever can be spared to come along from trusts and schools, because we really want to see, you know, all teachers using it, all different types of teachers, different subject areas. So everybody is welcome.
Yeah, because the possibilities are endless, really, aren't they? I mean, everybody can use Canva in whatever role they're in. It's going to be great for everyone. And then how do we get access to the education membership side? There is a process we have to go through, isn't there?
There is. If I can I put it in the chat, Lucy?
Yeah, please do go ahead.
I'll just find it. So there are two processes that you can go for to access an account. Now you can go to canva.com/education, and from there you can get a teacher verified account. So this is your own account, and it usually takes about 24 hours to be processed. And you'll need to upload some kind of teacher ID to verify that you are currently working in a school. But it's super fast. And from there, you can invite students and your colleagues into your classroom. So if you don't have access to Canva currently, recommend you jump on that so you can start playing and creating straight away. But the way that we recommend, the best way for your students and for your colleagues is to actually apply as a school. So I've just posted that link below. And if you miss it for whatever reason and you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, please do. What this allows you to do is we then verify your school rather than the individual. We then integrate with either your Microsoft or your Google, and that means you can create accounts for everybody all in one hit.
Oh, fabulous. I hope that helps, Louise. I know Louise was trying to get an account set up. So Louise, if you've got any further questions, please let us know. And then I have a Joe, great question, because unless you know, I don't know if you would actually know. Joe says, how do we incorporate our branding?
Oh, it's so easy. I can, so it's probably go and take a look at the newsletter and website webinar that I did with Lucy last year. Because what that's going to introduce you to is the brand kit.
Yeah.
Now, within our brand kit, you can upload your logo, you can upload your colours and your fonts. And what this allows you to do is to very, very quickly change a template or whatever you've produced into your corporate colours. Now, top tip, if you're on the SSO product, which is the link that I've just sent you there, where it verifies your school, you can lock in those brand colours for everybody. So for all of your teachers across the school will have access to those brand colours. They won't be able to change them. They'll be able to put the logo on documents. You can also then supply them as well. You can create templates, your own kind of school templates. So if you are, let's say, you want to provide a classroom newsletter template that then teachers can go and drop in their own content and images and share with their parents. You might want to create a template that is like a curriculum plan, long-term learning plan, or a template for lesson plans. And then very quickly, it will, teachers can produce content plans with those templates. I'm really lucky that obviously, because I work at Canva, we have a template for everything, like literally everything. So I spend a lot of time in our brand kit finding the right template, then just dropping in whatever content that I need for, maybe, a decision doc for some budgets, or, a plan for education community. It just, you'll be surprised how much it helps you to really speed up your productivity.
That's a really good idea, actually. You could go to your brand kit and create all of your templates and then upload them, so you've got like a library ready to go. And as Jade says, it's super easy, and once you've got it set up, you can then switch the colors around, and it just saves so much time, looking for your logo and all of that stuff. It's all there. And actually, you're right, if you want consistent newsletters going out, it's really, really important. That's a pleasure. We've had some lovely thank yous. So has anybody got any other questions before we disappear, and wish you all a lovely day and a happy, well, I was going to say sunny day. Well, this is quite a happy sunny day. As Jade and I are happy to help you. And whilst we're just waiting to see if there are any more questions, Jade, when I was at your event the other day, I was chatting to some teachers, and they were talking about the implications in terms of planning, because now we've got these incredible features coming through from the likes of yourselves. What they used to take 6 weeks to teach, they can now, children can now, or young people can now do something like build a website or a game in minutes. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? How quickly we're moving,
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. And I think for teachers, one, it's going to give you your evenings back. It's going to really help you to save time in terms of all of that lesson planning and prepping beautiful resources for students to work with. But I think for students, learning to work this way, this kind of really creative, collaborative, and with AI tools, and being able to see all of that code being created, after you put in your website prompt, this level of knowledge and these skills are going to be so important for when they leave education, because AI is here, it's here to stay. And when they eventually leave education and go into the workplace, undoubtedly they will be using AI. They're still going to have to drive it in some capacity, and even in our lives, I've been using this week, planning, watching interior design masters, and then asking AI to help me to plan, my home renovation, so even in our life, we'll be using AI a lot. So we need to get students familiarized with these tools so that they are ready for what the future of work looks like when they leave.
Oh, super exciting. Well, thank you so much. We haven't had any more questions, so I presume that you're all okay. If not, as I said before, and you think of a question after we've finished, don't panic. You can always drop me a message or contact Jade on LinkedIn, as Jade just said. And we hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much, Jade. That was really, really helpful. Really super, really super. And for those of you who are not members of the community yet, if you want to come in and have a look and have a look around, we've got some great masterclasses coming up, loads of authors coming along. Look at all the books I've got behind me. Honestly, we've got some fabulous speakers coming along to our community. So if you're interested in joining us, now is a good time. We're still running the introductory offer, and there's lots of exciting things happening. So thank you so much, Jade. Thanks, everybody, and have a lovely day.